Hey folks, today is Friday, August 9th, 2024. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here at home to talk about the video game news that has been going on this week. There's a lot to jump into, but first, just a quick announcement. Gamescom, it's going on next week. Expect a lot of announcements. I'm going to be there, so if you see me, say hi. Would love to meet you. I'm also doing the podcast I do, Friends Per Second, live with the gang. Yes, me, Lucy, and Skillup are going to be there Thursday, August 22nd from 4 to 6 p.m. in the main hall, Hall 11.2. That's where we're going to be doing a live version of the show, so come check it out. We'd love to meet you. But anyway, enough talking about me. Let's talk about the news. You may have missed this, especially in a month of gloom and doom with the Bungie layoffs. We talked about Game Informer last week, rest in peace. A bunch of new game announcements you may have missed. Yes, we got 9 new games. I'm going to kind of rattle them all off here, but they are linked in the description down below. Not massive, big AAA games, but some of them might pique your interest, I figured. First things first, a new Darksiders. Very excited about this. It's from the developer, it's from the publisher you'd expect. No real info about it other than this tease confirming that it is going to be a thing. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, we got Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. This is coming in 2025, and it's kind of implying a little bit of like a throwback, like further back in history in the Freddy's lore that I know literally nothing about. But yeah, no, not a lot of info on that, but that's linked below. Also, Alabaster Dawn. This is from the makers of Crosscode, if you're looking for a new adventure of that style. And Wreckfest 2. This is available on Steam to be wishlisted and stuff with a trailer. No release date or anything like that, but I liked the first Wreckfest, so I'm excited to see what they can do because we don't have enough games where you just crash cars into other cars. There's a lot of simulators and stuff like that, but nothing quite like Wreckfest. We also have The Eternal Life of Goldman. This looks a little bit more of like a Metroidvania, Hollow Knight style thing in a big fantasy world where you're kind of just like an old man with a cane who also maybe has Super Saiyan powers. Interesting. And what I'm really excited about, Tarsier Studios' new game. All we got is this teaser. It's disgusting. We can't even really show it because it's like a pig with its guts falling out. I don't know. It's going to be spooky, but apparently we don't know what it is, but it's going to be revealed at Gamescom. And this is significant because it is the developers behind Little Nightmares. Also, Fellowship. This is like a dungeon crawling multiplayer game. It looks a little generic on the surface, but it seems like they're doing a lot to the loot and the systems. You'll be able to try it out in an alpha August 15th through 20th. Also, The Occultist. Not too much about this one yet other than a trailer that is apparently rendered in-game. It's pretty gorgeous, so I don't know if I believe this yet, but it looks like an occult adventure style game. It's coming from Daedalic, who has had kind of like an up and down reputation with games recently, but we'll see. Also, Hunger. This is a PvPvE extraction shooter slasher RPG. Those are a lot of words I've heard in a lot of games, but this one caught our eye specifically because the aesthetic, the kind of gothic, gross vibe here just seems nice. And by nice, I mean like something that appeals to me personally. I would like to live in a gross, haunted, spooky world like this. No gameplay, unfortunately, but at least we know we got a handful of games on the horizon. The other big news this week, and I'm surprised this isn't making bigger headlines. I think it's because it's almost happened so many times before. Half-Life 3. Half-Life 3 is the closest to being an official thing that it's ever been. Thanks to specifically Tyler McVicker, the great content creator, YouTuber, investigator who's been making videos about Valve and Half-Life and many other things for years now, has put together a new video with a bunch of evidence and a bunch of things falling into place that does suggest that a Half-Life 3 being in the works is more possible than ever. There's a code HLX that had been floating around through data mining stuff, with data mining actually kind of revealing that there is something involving a person using an HEV suit. There was also a voice actress who let it slip. It was taken down, but it suggested she was working on a new project called White Sands. That code name refers to like a desert Black Mesa style thing. So it's a lot of putting different pieces together, but I will link Tyler McVicker's video down in the description. It is incredible. It does really sound pretty logical and makes sense, especially with the moves Valve has been making. I mean, Half-Life Alyx was incredible. I love it. So this is my soapbox again. You should probably, if you can't play it on VR, watch a YouTube video of it if you haven't yet. But also, people have been quick to point out also that Half-Life Alyx just went on sale. So who knows? Valve is a very unpredictable company, but you have people like Tyler McVicker and other data miners and scoopers really trying to get to the bottom of this stuff. And I really do hope Half-Life 3 is real, because I think the gaming community, really the hardcore gaming community, I think they could use something like this right now. And in other news, Warner Brothers seems to want to license out. Yes, Warner Brothers themselves have confirmed this after a lot of rumors and stuff that Warner Brothers was looking to sell off their games division. The newest quote is, during an earnings call, the CEO, David Zaslav of Warner Brothers, said they want to leverage their studios, but there's also a lot of interest among others in coming to take advantage of some of that IP for gaming, which we've been looking at. If they can't handle it all with their internal studios, I mean, look how long it took them to just get Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League out. That was many years. If they are, it makes sense, right? They have hot properties still. DC, Batman, Harry Potter, the Hogwarts Legacy popped off. So they're looking at all these properties, and they probably have development studios coming to them and trying to pitch and get the license and make things. So for them to do that, I think at this point is smart. We've been sitting around waiting for a Wonder Woman game forever. We sat around, we waited for a Suicide Squad game forever, where Warner Brothers on the other side of things can pump out movies constantly. So I don't know, get the train rolling here. I want to play a new Batman game. That's all I'll say. Hey, next up, this video is sponsored by LG Ultra Gear. Very excited about this. You guys know I've been using LG television sets for years now, and I love OLED. LG just sent us the brand new 45GS96QB. This is a beast, a 45-inch 800R curved OLED gaming monitor. It has a whopping 240 hertz refresh rate with a 0.03 response time, meaning it is lightning fast for responsive, accurate gaming. The design layout is perfect for this. It has better vertical visibility. Believe it or not, this 45-inch OLED is better than a 49-inch OLED, because the 45 inches with a 21:9 aspect ratio, you actually get more screen area than a 49-inch screen at a 32:9 aspect ratio. So it's a great utilization of space, and with the curve, you just get a really immersive gaming experience. Not to mention, it is VESA Display HDR True Black 400 certified, meaning you are getting the deepest blacks here when you're playing an immersive, real gritty game. Your dark scenes are perfectly accurate, and it is just visually stunning. It's got a USB-C port as well as a DisplayPort and HDMI imports. And it's adopted MLA Plus, so you get more brightness. This is literally the ultimate gaming monitor. Everything you need. So much stuff I don't have time to explain here. So if you do want to check this out, you want to get all the specs, all the details, and buy one for yourself, just click the link in the description down below. LG Ultra Gear is really pushing it to the next level here. I have really high standards. So again, click the link in the description down below to check out LG's newest OLED gaming monitors. And of course, again, a big thanks to LG Ultra Gear for sponsoring this video. Next up this week, more of like a lot of little bite-sized announcements. That's kind of the theme this week. The first is Sony put out a trailer highlighting their PSVR 2 PC adapter, how it works, what it provides, a lot of feature parity, which is good because the headset hardware itself, I think, is very good. So there's that. The PSVR 2 price has kind of dropped recently, so interesting moves in that world. Also, definitely want to check this out. This is Zelda Echoes of Wisdom gameplay, kind of showing traversal and getting around and just, you know, seeing more of this game, which is a very alternative take on Zelda, but I'm really curious to get my hands on this one, honestly. Also, how sick is this? I mean, I'm not a Dead by Daylight person, but Dead by Daylight announced they are doing a Castlevania collaboration. Dead by Daylight gets everybody. I'm still always consistently surprised, but Castlevania rules, so this is good. Also, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Yes, we're on 6. We got a reveal for Zombies, a gameplay trailer highlighting round-based zombies Terminus. This is probably what a lot of people are hoping for. I've been out of the loop on this for a while, the zombie thing, but with this and with everything I've heard publicly and behind the scenes, if you care, this Black Ops 6 is shaping up to be a pretty promising Call of Duty. It might be a significant one. I know it's, you know, what they release every year at this point, but it does feel like they're really trying with this one, if you look into it. Also, we just got the surprise announcement of Doom 1 and 2 Enhanced. It looks like this is just a thing that will actually be updated if you own Doom on certain platforms, but essentially this is like 1080p 60, but then also up to like 4K depending on your machine. A bunch of additions and ways to access things that were previously unofficial or kind of like mod things and content things added to the original Doom 1 and 2. There's new content created by like Machine Games that's available here. There's like new versions of the music. You could switch back and forth if you want to hear it being played by like a real rock. It's Andrew Hushelt, who some of you may recognize from like more of the indie game scene. really, really good decisions here. As a Doom fan, this is sick. There's a lot of stuff to play through here. There's multiplayer. Who's going to go in a multiplayer map with me and just shoot each other with Doom shotguns, like 93 style? Please, somebody. This is very cool. I'm sorry. I really like old school Doom as someone who is rapidly aging into an elderly man. This is tight. Also, we talked about the Splitgate 2 announcement a couple of weeks back, but now we've got gameplay. If you want to check that out, I'll link that. They show quite a bit of it. It is Portal-based first-person shooting with a little bit more of like an esportsy flair this time around, but yeah, I'm still glad that this is a thing because the original Splitgate just showed so much promise. Also, if you're looking for something to play this week and you are a Five Nights at Freddy's person, Into the Pit is released. I've actually heard from some people that this is actually pretty good. It's not just like a Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's more of like a 2D horror adventure, a little bit different, a little bit indie, a little lo-fi. So yeah, that's maybe worth checking out if you're into that type of thing. But it's some news I didn't expect. High on Life, the game, is getting a TV show. Yeah, comedian JB Smoove, who you know probably from Curb Your Enthusiasm and also the voice of Gus in the game, is producing this. He is leading this, and it seems like he's probably going to be in it. The big question is like, how is this going to go down with the Justin Roiland stuff? Like, is it going to have that feel? But also, the big question for me, is it going to retain the great voice talent from the games? I mean, there was a lot of people in that game. Susan Sarandon, Andy Daly, Tim Robinson, Tom Kenny, and a bunch of others. Like, I'm really hoping that they can keep that momentum because the game itself was a little annoying, but also I think some of the jokes were really good. So for it to get a TV show, I just did not expect that. Hopefully it fares better than the Borderlands movie, which as of recording this video, I'm looking at the reviews on my screen. They're just coming out. Not looking good. I really want to go see it though. So, and last but certainly not least, but on unfortunate news, Ready at Dawn has closed. This development studio, who you may know from things like the PSP God of War games, the Daxter game, and one of my personal, weirdly enough, favorites, the Order 1886. They have shut down. This is because they were owned by Meta. They were acquired by Facebook Meta to make VR games. They made Lone Echo 1 and 2. Lone Echo was actually a pretty awesome VR game, but they've squandered another development studio's potential, and unfortunately, they are no more. So we miss them. I thank them for the Order 1886. I still love that game, and I was really, really holding on for a sequel, but yeah, it has been a really busy week for gaming news. A lot of just announcements I rattled off this week. That's what a lot of this was. So let me know what really caught your eye. I definitely want to know if any of those new, like 9 new games announced appeals to you, but I really would love to talk about Half-Life 3 and what you think Half-Life 3 could potentially be at this point. Is it really going to continue Gordon Freeman's adventures? New setting, new conflict? I don't know. There's so much potential. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the announcements. Let's talk about anything. Don't forget Gamescom, Thursday, August 22nd. I'll be from 4 to 6 p.m. doing the Friends Per Second show if you want to check that out in the main hall, Hall 11.2. Yeah, we're nervous. We're not public speakers, but it should be a good time. So let me know, again, what you think about everything we talked about. I will be down in the comments. We'll be down in the comments as much as possible, but if you want to yell at me directly, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino, my YouTube channel, Jake Baldino, where I do like a Wednesday news show over there. But yes, thank you guys for being here. I am here every Friday to get you caught up. I'm working on some before you buys behind the scenes, so keep your eyes peeled for that in the coming weeks. There's some interesting things. So yeah, clicking the like button helps us. Thank you. We put out videos every single day, but all I ask of you is to have a great weekend, be safe. Pizza's on me.